I like how Mexican PJ looks right now.
Thanks.
You can't see him. He's real dark.
He's in the shadow realm over there.
He's in the shadow realm. There he is.
PJ, you better pick something good.
Oh, what? Top.
Not that this wasn't good, but it wasn't good.
I'm not insecure about my... You know what? I'm not insecure about my choice, but I'm just saying Executive Decision was a really close second. Who doesn't love that fucking movie? It's like Air Force One, but better.
Pre 9/11, it was good. Yeah, that was a good one.
And it's got John Leguizamo.
Those are a lot of good movies you're talking about. Now let's get ready to talk about one that's not so good.
Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome into Feature Presentations. Join, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.
Warhead, Spirit, Dog.
And now, your feature presentation on Swamp Thing. All right, before we begin, where Mark gets to tell us why he chose this, I guess you can call a movie, let me tell you my experience with it real quick. I fell asleep 5 times trying to watch it, and I couldn't tell you a single thing that actually happened in this movie because it just wouldn't stick in my memory. But while I have seen it and can't remember it, PJ has never seen it. So he gets to tell us what he thinks the movie is supposed to be before we watched it. And then Mark will tell us why he picked it. So PJ, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, whenever Mark was first describing this, he picks really scientific stuff most of the time. He's the first person told me to read Jurassic Park, so that was a home run. I was thinking it was going to be something a little deeper, and then he tells me it's the first time he's ever been fully torqued in a movie, and I was like, okay, there's probably going to be some amazing scenes in this. So like whenever the doctor and the love interest is first introduced, I'm like, I can get behind this. Even when he turns into a plant swamp thing, I was like, I could still get into this if they show it.
You gonna fuck her?
So I kept watching thinking that was the main thing, that they're gonna have like a baby or something. And it was just a shit show for an hour and 30 minutes. That's basically what I got. And one side boob. That's it.
Side boob?
There's full frontal boobage.
I did not see that.
You fell asleep.
No, hang on.
No,
there's not. There's only
PG.
this. Yeah, the only scene that there was is she's in the lake and it's kind of like from the side at a distance.
No.
I watched the one that
you watched the TNT
I got
version.
Legally. Definitely didn't get in through an email from somebody.
Got the American version.
I didn't see no dang.
Well, me and Mark watched the rated R one.
That weird party? Yeah, it was like at the party with the tits. It looked like Babylon. That new, whatever that weird.
Is there is there a director's cut that I'm not aware of?
No, there's just not it's not TNT or whatever.
I bet you that's the one y'all will watch.
So we saw the edited version?
I rounded off Prime, man. It's the only one that came up.
I watched the one full of titties. I don't know about you guys.
Where'd you watch it? That's something we need to start doing.
I watched it on Plex. It was free.
Yep.
Same here. You download Plex and you just watch the movie. And you don't.
They had ads. So that was kind of a bitch. It made it this experience way longer than it needed to be.
Ads and titties. No ads, no titties.
Yeah.
It's a very ethical decision you have to make.
The rest of us didn't see that shit at all. That was not in there.
There's ton of titties.
I rented mine off of Google, and all right. So is Plex like a free service like Tubi?
It's like Freevee or Tubi, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not paying like $5.99 for all the channels that you ever want to watch.
You pay nothing. It's anonymous. You just click on it, download it, and send me some free swag. For plugging Plex.
Plugging the Plex.
Right.
Plugging Plex.
Okay, so yeah, it's just the you weren't kidding. It's the American cut. You only see it You only see it from the side in the American cut, but there's an international cut that is like way more.
Yeah, dude, that's disappointing, man.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, that completely knocks a star or two off of that.
Well, I was going to go ahead. I mean, we'll just give you a spoiler right now. 1 out of 5, but that probably could have knocked it up to 2.
Uncultured swine.
Y'all just didn't understand it.
Yeah.
The boobs added so much character depth to the film.
It would have added something to look at.
All right. Mark, other than these warlocks floating in the swamps, what made you want to pick Swamp Thing?
Well, like I said, when I was a kid, just kind of hit home with the whole mix of biology clashing with, Marvel Comics. And, I mean, Deadpool was not the first rated R Marvel movie. Or this is, I guess, is DC.
Yeah, this is DC.
Or whatever.
Not, yeah.
It's DC.
Comic book.
I don't know.
Comic book.
He jumps. He's one of those independents that jumps between brands.
Wasn't
Anyway,
he Dark Horse at some point? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, Swamp Thing is a classic, and it's just a guy in a rubber suit fighting another guy in a rubber suit, and there's titties, and also never mind, I won't say that, but
Say pun it.
Also, it had Urkel in it. That was cool. Urkel was all over this movie.
And hey, that kid has a backstory, a deep cut.
Well, it wasn't in the Google cut.
No. Yeah, I don't know what you guys watch Turner Classic Movies version of this shit, but
what's his story real quick before we move on? You said he's got a...
What's the backstory?
Is he prevalent in the comics?
Okay. Huh? No, okay, so that little black kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that died but was brought back to life by Swamp Thing.
Yeah, by E.T. the Swamp Thing.
Yeah, some kind of Christian allegory to the whole that thing. Anyway.
Reggie Batts.
He has a biopic documentary called Hey Jude.
Really?
And it's about his whole experience as Swamp Thing in his first movie role. He's been in 2 movies. Swamp Thing and the biopic
about Swamp Thing.
About Swamp Thing. Yeah.
All right, so it wasn't that deep of a
cut
of a thing of a cut.
No, it wasn't.
Just a nick.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, that's enough of that hoo-ha. Let's get into the best of Swamp Thing. Mark, your most favorite
of all
part.
the shit you made me watch are giving me guff. I've got guff.
You getting guff? You're guffing me?
You giving me guff?
Yeah.
No, he's just sitting there bringing up this.
All right. The best part of Swamp Thing is my prepubescent mind wrapping my head around Adrian Barbeau's bouncing tits in the swamp.
It's genuinely a shame that the rest of us didn't see it like that.
I saw it.
I feel like that would have
organic.
That would have adjusted my opinion.
It doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up well to time.
Yeah.
And there's no nostalgia to it, but
Adrian Barbeau looking like fucking Weird Al Yankovic with that haircut.
It's the eyebrows.
Yeah.
She even dressed like him. Little Hawaiian shirt.
She did. She had the Hawaiian shirt, like 90s Weird Al. I'll tell you the best part of this movie.
You need to watch one Tiki watch.
Speaking of watching the wrong movie, seriously,
I'm not going to fight for this movie the whole podcast.
Yeah, but
I feel
seriously,
like my back's against the wall.
Back's against the swamp.
Yeah, my back's against the swamp. There's nowhere to run.
But seriously, speaking of watching the wrong movie, when I did go to watch this movie, I immediately saw Swamp Thing 2 with
it's a good one.
Yeah, what's the actress? Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
And I watched that one. This is probably why I fell asleep during Swamp Thing. I watched that one first because it looked like a way better movie.
It is.
And then after turning around,
it comes to the plumbing.
PJ's already picked that one. That's coming
and
next.
also under the genre in Swamp Thing 1, it's just horror, but in Swamp Thing 2, it's comedy and horror.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but
it's gonna be a short episode, guys. Sorry.
The best thing about this movie, to get back on track here, the best thing about this movie is at the very beginning when what's his fucking face is chasing down the guy. He pulls a snake out of his pocket.
Yes, he's got a whole ferret's got a live snake.
A snake in his pocket. And
in
then
his
he
fucking pocket.
bites him with it, and that's the end of that guy. So why wouldn't it bite and ferret through his pants? How long has it been in there?
He pulls it out like a damn candy cane or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
oh man, there's some silly ass shit in this one. All right, Coach, what's your best part of this movie?
I think the best part of this movie is that it spawned a sequel called Return of Swamp Thing with Heather Locklear. That's the one I saw first that I remember in my childhood. I saw that one first. Then I went and watched, but like chronological for me growing up, I saw the Heather Locklear one. Then I saw this one. I was like, why is this one not as good as that first one? So
Adrienne Barbeau's tits.
yeah. Did Heather show some tits in that other one?
Nah.
I'll go back and watch it. I'll go back and watch it.
I
don't think she
watched it on
ever
TV,
has.
though.
I don't know if she's ever
yeah.
done nudity.
She's a classy lady now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was on Melrose Place.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
She was on Melrose Place, yeah.
I think the best part of this movie is probably had to have been the ending part with Bruno, and they're like giving the toast, and Bruno's like this big old dude, kind of like think like Vin Diesel, like of the 80s, but like sloppier. And they're doing this toast, and he drinks this wine, thinking, oh, they're honoring me because I caught the Swamp Thing. Little does he know, what's his name? The bad guy, Arcane or something like that. Arcane put some mutant juice in his wine, and then I'm thinking when I first remember rewatching this, I was like, is he gonna turn into like that pig monster? No, he turned into a little mole man, little midget mole man looking thing.
It kind of takes me into what I was going to do for question everything, but when he does shrink down to the mole man, how come his clothes shrink too? He also has like little size.
Everything fits.
They didn't shrink. They didn't shrink. That's the actual size. They finally
he was just stretching them out. I got you.
Yeah, Michael. He looked like Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, Michael Chiklis,
the guy from Breaking Bad, not his brother.
Yeah.
The Thing.
Michael Chiklis is in Breaking Bad.
Dean Norris.
No,
Dean Norris from Breaking Bad.
Okay, yeah,
Dean Norris. Yeah.
Okay.
I should have picked the Crow with Ernie Hudson.
This episode would be going way differently right now.
Just do that the whole episode, Mark. Just telling us movies you should have picked other than this.
Well, I wanted an executive decision. Hey, you want to know the real reason, or why I even chose this thing? I was going on my Amazon thing, and I was like, "Hey, you can watch this for free," and it was Swamp Thing. I was like, fuck it," and then I pitched it to you on the fly. The last episode, that was all improv.
There you go.
You didn't know because
you locked it in.
It was an economical decision.
I guess. Yeah, well, I let that factor into the whole me picking things. Cause I don't want you to pick something you got to pay $9.99 for on Amazon or.
He's helping out the little guy. Inflation.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, PJ, did you have a favorite part? I don't remember now.
I don't know that I had a favorite part. Like, I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, they all just kind of ran together, but not one scene was really like, oh, I'm earmarking that one so I can talk about it. Maybe the boat fight scenes where like they grab the boat and then the boat just kind of blows up like it's an automobile or something.
How does that thing sneak up on you like that? Who the fuck?
Yeah.
You're in the middle of, I guess he's Swamp Thing. Who knows?
Was it better or worse than Face Off's boat fight scene?
Yeah, y'all giving me shit on Swamp Thing. Who picked Face Off?
Hey, speaking of that, let's just take a break right now. I'm going to call on the feature presentation fans out there to send angry emails to the Don here until he releases the face-off cut.
He's holding it hostage right now.
We did this
Studio
movie.
execs.
We need face-off, and we need nothing but trouble. Get to it.
Release the tapes.
We know you have them. We know you have them.
They got burnt down in the Swamp Thing's scientist crap.
It's called a laboratory.
Yeah, the laboratory.
Laboratory.
That's probably how Arcane would say it. That's one very
Laboratory.
What's his name?
but-
Louis Jordan.
Yeah.
I think
Famous.
yeah, Louis Jordan. But I think my favorite part was like how nonchalant action hero wise Cable, Adrian Barbeau's character was. Cause it's like she was there as a scientist going to join this group, but I guess she was actually maybe actually a spy to get the goods. The notebooks and stuff. She just didn't know who she was working for. I don't know. I slept through half of it, but
She basically fell in love with that man after like a day and a half, too.
yeah, all that stuff is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're in the swamp. The swamp's very romantic.
Oh, yeah. And I loved it at the beginning of the movie. He's fucking laying game out in the swamp, handing her orchids and shit, and talking about
That's
how
in no time, man.
nothing's more beautiful than fucking, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. He laid some creepy stuff down on her
Yeah.
in the middle of
Yeah.
the swamp, and she just slaps him. Hey, say that for Mrs. Swamp Thing.
Turns out it was his sister.
Yeah. But anyway, I liked how she was kind of somewhat, was it James Bond-esque? Very, very low-hanging fruit, low-key, James Bond-esque with the action and stuff, trying to jump behind the wood, shoot the gun that didn't work, and, trying to survive this whole Swamp Thing fiasco, where I could see where that character could have done better in a different movie. But
Like a police academy movie.
That's a good pick. I should have picked Police Academy. At least that one had Steve Guttenberg in it.
anyway, I thought that was the best. They should have had Steve Guttenberg into this. Now that would have really cranked it up a notch. That would have
Been like Chevy Chase and Nothing But Trouble. Just stole the show.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a good a Swamp Thing. Let's get into the bad. It's going to be a long list, I'm sure.
Yeah.
PJ, worst thing about this movie?
Okay, so he's in a fight. He gets his arm chopped off by a sword. He doesn't think to reach for the light for like at least 30 minutes of show.
Mhm.
And when he's like in the prison, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna reach for the light, and that'll make it grow." Like, I was just like, "Man, like this is now you're just now coming up with this plan."
Yeah, also, he had been outside in the light for like a really long time after he got his arm cut off. Why did it just start growing in the basement? What's that about? It's making me think that the science behind this movie is not all that sound.
I'm starting to think the scientist. Like, how much do you know about plants, scientist dude, that you didn't know about reaching in the light?
Yeah, like,
That arm's got to take at least 2 months to grow.
I can't be a scientist because I have these big hands,
These hands.
but I can't think of like, "Oh, they reach for the sun."
I did like when the arm started to grow back for like the
His
way that it was
tiny
framed. Yeah, it looked like it looked like his little plant boner just kind of like.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Oh, this is a real piece of shit, Mark.
Anyway,
All right.
back to
Anyway,
the shit.
Mark, worst part of the movie for you?
the rubbery suits didn't really adhere to their body,
Yeah.
and it looked like they were wearing just like Teflon bags. I don't know.
They did look like.
That's it. I don't know.
Well, thinking about those suits.
No. The worst part of the movie for me was when they went down into the little dungeon sinkhole and they popped up in the middle of the swamp miles away.
Yeah.
How did none of them die? Especially the chick.
She should have drowned for sure.
Exactly.
And the rat.
And then the fucking pig demon pops up with the sword of Camelot.
Why did he need a sword?
The Braveheart sword.
Yeah. I've got Excalibur.
He's a pig wolf hybrid monster man.
With armadillo skin.
Yeah.
And he comes out, he can't blink because his rubber ass mask doesn't have eyes. Anyway.
Didn't it have like little yellow eyes?
Yeah.
Show like a close up of those
beady eyes.
Yeah. Swamp Thing has to down his ass like twice in a completely anticlimactic fashion.
And then make sure he's dead. He like stared at him for a really
but he didn't
long
even
time.
checking him.
When he hits him with the sword, and then he has the sword above him, and then rather than but he doesn't. He just kind of sticks it to the side, and he's like,
We can show Adrian Barbeau's tits the whole movie, which you guys didn't see.
Yeah. So that's my worst part of the movie,
but
by
we
the way, is that I
can't-
saw the American copy.
Yeah, we can't show like Swamp Thing impaling a pig demon with Sir Camelot's sword.
Hold on, back to your first comment about the rubber suit not looking too good. When I watched Swamp Thing 2, like that suit was very impressive. And then like when I went to actually get around to watching the first one, and I saw the suit you're
Swamp
talking
Thing
about,
2.
it looks like like it's made out of a wetsuit with a bunch of green clumpy crap stuck to it and stuff. I was just like, what?
It looked like his gloves were like those leather work gloves that were just spray painted green.
Yeah, like what was the budget for this movie, and how did it
$95.
well? Yeah, how did it do so good that Swamp Thing 2 had like a very, very well done, impressive suit? Like it just blows my mind.
It broke barriers, man.
Yeah, apparently Swamp
you gotta
Thing
start somewhere, Miles.
It had to crawl, so Return of Swamp Thing could walk.
Could run.
Yeah.
Could walk, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Coach. What's your worst thing?
Shit. What do I have?
Shit.
Shit.
You know what? I should have just said executive decision. I'm so sorry.
For the listeners at home, that's I think 6 movies that Mark said he should have picked over this one. So just
Swamp
keep
Thing
counting.
of a regret.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing regret. I don't know. Maybe Swamp Thing's Michael Jackson nose. Like yeah, the makeup was.
He's not a good looking dude.
Yeah, and he turns into Swamp Thing faster than I remembered. It was like he gets caught on fire, goes in the swamp, then ferrets out there like about to kill his girlfriend, and then starts like doing something with the water, and then all of a sudden, Swamp Thing comes out of nowhere. I was like, man, that was pretty fast.
Yeah, he
he
immediately turned into Swamp
takes bullets, he takes grenades in this movie, 50 cal. I don't know, can't really
He chews
hurt
them
this
up.
kid. Chews them up, spits them out.
Did he
But,
not get hit by a car at some point, or am I making that up?
He claps it. He
Yeah.
clapped his hands in front of it, and it made the truck stop.
He
Okay.
stopped the truck, yeah.
And then
Is
he
that what
ripped
he
the
did?
top off of it.
Swamp
That's
Thing
what it
is-
looked like to me. He
okay.
was standing there and he went like that, and then the truck stopped.
No, yeah, he stopped
He's
it.
got
like,
big hands.
He stopped
Because
it
he-
like Martin Lawrence
He's
on the,
meat mittens.
on the freeway in Hollywood. He tried to
They even
stop
have a
it.
moment. They even have a moment in the movie with his hands, like he can't hold beakers anymore. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm a scientist. I'm a scientist. I can't hold beakers.
Yeah.
All right, Evan, what's your worst?
Oh, it's like I said, man. It's that I saw the American version and not the European version. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think the American version is the one with the nudity.
No, it's not. It's the European one. All the Adrian Barbeau nudity
The
scenes
Brazilian one.
were specifically
only
for the
one I
European
know.
cut. Yeah.
I watched
so
it in
weird.
America my whole life.
I don't know, man. That's what it says on IMDb.
My worst moment is when I saw the opening credits and it was directed by Wes Craven, and I was
Mhm.
expecting something
Yeah.
as good as Scream. Yeah.
Was this his first movie?
I don't know. It could be. No
know.
way.
Wouldn't be
No way it was his
surprised.
first. I mean,
I mean,
for
it's,
what it
it's
was,
probably around the time.
He didn't direct the second one.
Because
He was on to bigger and better things after that one.
Yeah, I guess. No, Nightmare? Was Nightmare his first one?
No, Last House on the Left was his first one.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
God, this was like his fucking.
All right.
Eighth
Well,
movie.
I got some question everythings.
Yeah, I do too. I'm ready for question everything.
all right, let's go. We'll start with Mark.
This podcast is going to be like 40 minutes.
Y'all want to do something else? Y'all want to go back to fantasy football or something?
Yeah.
Who's your keeper? Who's your keepers? Who's your keepers? Fuck you guys.
I mean, hold on.
All right.
Before we go into question and everything, I want you to know that like there's entertainment moments of this movie, but I feel like at least the version I saw, it sped through so many, I guess, story arc things
The tit parts.
like that.
It's
That is-
skimmed right over those.
Yeah, skimmed right over that. But no, like Evan said earlier, where she just falls in love with him the moment that she hears that the other scientist is his sister and not his wife. She just assumed they had the same last name, that they were married, but they were brother and sister.
Dude,
So then, like,
John Travolta took his face and put it on Nicolas Cage's face.
That's what you should have picked. You should have done face. How come we haven't done a face-off
his
episode?
face on his face. And
Okay.
we didn't even question
I-
the plausibility
Yeah,
of
but that was with modern science.
Yeah, this is mine,
Oh,
sorry. He used
we were-
lasers and shit, dude.
The
Oh.
science in that.
well, when we got into
way
the
better.
question and everything, I was going to bring up that maybe he was using, he was using like pheromone stuff from these plants to make her love him. That he didn't really love. She didn't really love him. It was all
You know what?
chemically
I
induced
think
by
it
the
was his
scientists.
charisma. I think it's
Could've
charisma.
been.
Had nothing to
Could've
do
been.
with plants.
Now his
Or the
charisma
swamp.
in the second movie was very charismatic.
Okay, so my question, everything, Arcane. Did they know he was a bad guy before he put a face on someone, but nobody knows who it was?
They
But he
did
was
do
in-
that in this movie.
But he was in disguise.
It was the long con.
They
They
did the
did the Mission
face-off thing.
Impossible.
They did the face-off thing in this movie.
Long con.
So did he kill that guy and become him, or he was just
For
him
like
the whole
weeks?
time?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
he killed him and then took his face, put it on his face.
He spent 6 months in orientation with this company and then spent
Sweating.
years, like working his way up the ladder.
Can you imagine?
The long con, man.
But like wearing that stuff in the swamps, it's hot as all get out,
Mhm.
and you're just
I
covered in
swear
all
to God,
this.
if I don't get that
latex.
serum tomorrow,
Yeah.
I can't live another day out here.
It's not
But
worth
do
it.
they?
They seriously
in that-
need to have a breakthrough with this scientific shit.
In
I'm
that
watching
same
Swamp Thing, too.
questioning, like, do they explain who Arcane fucking is? He's just some rich guy that needs the science.
They mentioned like
Okay.
very briefly, like we got to be on the lookout for Arcane. He's a bad guy. He's
It's like
Did
corporate
Yeah, but I mean,
espionage.
like, okay, so he's just looking for science secrets to get richer or something. That's what
it's,
the plot is.
it's
Eternal
corporate.
life.
It's a corporate espionage kind of deal.
Gotcha. Okay, I just missed all of that when I was
Did you miss
watching the
that
guys.
weird ass Babylon party he had?
But he hires Cable to spy on his company because she calls back and he
But she
answers
called.
the phone.
She was calling the guy that he killed,
Yeah.
who was her supervisor.
But did she
Yes.
see the reveal? Was she there for the reveal?
She was knocked out.
No,
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 yeah,
no,
she was knocked
wasn't.
out. Yeah.
And then the lab
Um,
was on fire.
The only thing that I remember from the
I should
party
have picked
is
Swamp Thing 2. Swamp Thing 2's legit.
the only thing I remember from the party, Mark, is the when Bruno drinks the stuff. That's like the entirety of the party scene that is in the movie I watched. That's it.
No, there's literally a topless woman just dancing for like 20 minutes.
Eyes Wide Shut shit.
Yeah,
Nope.
kind of was like
Yeah.
that.
None
Eyes
of that was
Wide
in it.
Shut. See, you guys are fucking.
But yeah, like what I was getting at with this movie is, at least the version that I saw, they just brushed through the whole spy espionage stuff and all that kind. So it doesn't really have much weight to the story. Coach, you got to question everything.
I'm gonna give kudos to Holland though. 2000, he said 2001, the population is going to be 6 billion. Just looked it up. Population in 2001 was 6 billion.
Come on.
All right. So they did their research. The scientists did their research on that part.
The
Yes,
math checks out.
The math checks out.
I guess.
Other than that, question everything. Not you can't really question. Like it is what it is. It's a 80s B movie, and yeah, you gotta take it for what it's
I do
worth.
have a question to everything. This is a legitimate one. How did that ferret guy sneak up on everyone in a field? Have you noticed, like, he scares the shit out of everybody. He can sneak up on anybody. He can track anybody. Even through a swamp where there's no footprints because it's all water.
Yeah, so you
And he
hear people
shows
coming
up-
too.
He shows
Because of
up
the water.
at people's elbow in a fucking field of swamp.
It's the bandana. It's the red
Yeah,
bandana.
I think it might be. You might be right.
Oh, here's my question. Everything. Swamp Thing's dick. What was this? The vine?
You need to ask PJ about that.
It's a grower.
Mini.
It's a grower, not
Not
a
a
shower.
Didn't have much of the dong budget in this
He
movie.
didn't get
They
much
spent
sunlight down there.
he puts his hand in the sun. His dick, little dick.
Oh.
That was the actual swamp thing.
Yeah, that was the Swamp Thing.
Yeah. There was that scene when she was bathing, the little piece that we get to see in our version of this movie, where he's just kind of standing in the bushes, touching his little swamp thing or whatever he's doing over there.
Yeah.
Playing with his leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's bathing, and it cuts to him. He's just standing there watching her bathe. All right.
Breathing all hard.
Yeah.
Little
Throws his
green
book.
root. Little green root.
The green ray.
Little green root.
And for somebody who's so smart, he sure didn't try very hard to get rid of that notebook when, I mean, he like took a few steps to the left and just threw it a little bit down on the road.
Yeah, it's in the middle
Like,
of a swamp.
you're surrounded by swamps. You just put it on the ground, like you're trying to destroy this fucking thing. Put it in the
Michael
water,
Chiklis
idiot.
found it. Yeah.
Yeah. Immediately.
So the serum enhances whatever's already inside of you. So if you're a shitty person, it's going to make you that much more of a shitty person.
Pretty
Right.
much.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is that what he meant with he never had it?
He never, yeah.
Yeah.
With
Why is Bruno not
arcane-
stronger? Why is Bruno like a little mole man? Because that's what he feels inside of him. That's what he is. He's a little midget possum man.
Everybody has a little mole man inside them.
Yeah.
And then he's playing with Arcane, the pig Arcane. I was like,
Mhm.
whoop, too late. See ya. Bye. Just hopping
Yeah,
around.
He hit him with the trifecta there.
Yeah.
Coming through and then have a nice trip and see you next fall.
Oh
With all
my
three of those
goodness.
lines.
So he tries to help them because he was poisoned or
Yeah,
because he turned him into that.
basically. That's what I took from it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And they didn't go back for Ferret. They just left Ferret out there to die in the swamp.
They were in love, Bruno and Ferret.
It was a love. It was a love story. That was the love story.
Brokeback Swamp.
Oh, there's a movie. That's what you should have picked, Mark.
Oh,
Who
man.
would star in that?
Michael Chiklis.
Same movie, just the exact same movie.
Who's James Caan's kid?
Scott Conn.
Scott Conn. It'd be Scott Conn and
Ashton Kutcher.
Jake
Skinzar.
Gyllenhaal.
What's Skinzar's kid? The tall guy.
Jesus.
What's
damn.
the next category?
Oh, yeah.
I think I've questioned everything.
Yeah, we
I have no more
there
questions.
sadly wasn't too much to question on this one.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward about what it is.
I mean,
It's,
Alice ends up with Jude at the end of this movie, right? And they have like
Yeah.
8 kids.
Where was Jude's family?
That kid died.
Yeah.
Came back to life.
Yeah.
First off, I guess that's a good question. Everything. A, where the fuck is Jude's family at? And 2, how's he running that gas station? And 3, that gas station didn't have no gas pumps. So what the fuck is that all about?
It's a bait shop.
All right, let's get into the awards. I don't think we have really an award we could create for Swamp Thing, although that would be cool.
Pocket snakes.
Pocket snakes.
Green
Pocket
little
snakes.
root.
All right,
yeah,
pocket snakes. But all right, let's start with the Simon Phoenix Award.
It's
Best
like, I really
one-liner.
don't want to, but I will.
Simon Phoenix, best one-liner. What was the best one-liner in this movie?
When Ferret popped out and is like, "Say hello to your boyfriend for me." That was a good one.
Pretty good.
It made no sense. There was no context.
It was Jude had a good line, where she was, I don't remember what the fucking context is. But they're hiding behind the desk, and she's like, "Don't worry about it." And he goes, "Save that for somebody whose desk you're not hiding behind."
Yeah,
That was a good
Yeah,
one.
I remember that.
That's a good one.
Jude had another good one that I wrote down. When I guess Cable walks in and he's like eyeing her up and down. He's like, "Oh, here comes trouble." Little did you know.
there was espionage afoot.
Espionage and a Swamp Thing.
12 hours later, I'd get resurrected by a Swamp Thing with his
Yeah.
swamp powers.
When he started that day, he was
My-
not thinking he was going to get resurrected later.
My ass is face down in a canoe.
Oh, damn.
Jolly Green John.
I forgot about that. That's the other thing. She gets stabbed in the chest and gets all bloody, and he puts his little swamp magic on it and takes the blood out of her lingerie.
Yep.
Did you notice that?
I'm
Clean
telling
her
you.
damn lingerie.
Here's the thing. You guys need
Detergent.
to watch guys need to watch the right one.
Watch the Plex version.
Because when
Yeah.
she got stabbed in her tit, that really hit home for me. Because those titties,
They meant something to you?
what? No, they were. I mean, they were the crux of the plot.
Mhm.
Just saying.
I did notice that Swamp Thing copped a whole feel in that scene, too. Like, he
Hell,
put the
fuck
muscle on it, and then he
yeah.
was like, "All right, I'll just leave this hand right here, I
It's
think."
called It's called CPR.
Yeah.
All right,
Sorry,
the
just kidding.
McCaffrey special. Best attempt to get laid.
That scene right there when he copped the feel at
The
the
cop
end
in the
after
feel.
reviving her.
Yeah.
I'll give it to pre-Swamp Thing Holland when he's like hitting on
Yeah.
her out in the
Like
swamp before he turns
you
into
go.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's like just talking about
He was trying pretty hard.
look at the human body. It's a wonderful thing. Like just putting out all the stops. She's not having it because he thinks he's married to his sister.
Which, all right, which just kind of begs the
She
question. Yeah, begs the question. Now that we know how it went forward, what if she didn't think he was married to his sister? What if she was like, "This is a single dude hitting on me"? Is she gonna be getting down in the
exact same
swamp?
thing would have
Mhm.
happened. The plot
Yeah.
wouldn't have changed at all.
Yeah. Same movie.
Ultimately, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a masked bandit waiting for him at the laboratory.
Well, when they have that breakthrough, he kisses her on the lips and he looks at her and she looks at him and he kisses her again.
He calls his sister in to see that. When they find out that the thing is growing plants, he's like, "Hey sis, come here." It's weird.
Yeah. Look at me, sis.
I just wish they had a swamp baby.
You just wanted to see that swamp pee-pee.
son of the Swamp Thing.
All right, the
Return to the
Grandpa
Swamp.
Award. Grandpa Award, best last minute rescue.
It's got to be like Bruno, right? For getting him out of there. He's like,
Yeah,
hey, this
Bruno
here's how you
busts
get
him
out of
up,
the
man.
cage.
Yeah, they twisted the little candelabra.
Hmm
Yeah.
Candelabra.
His redemption song.
So, hey, they made this so if a guard got stuck down here by accident, we could get out.
Yep.
Yep.
What kind of guard you hiring?
Also, imagine working for that kind of a company, being the boss is just like, yeah, this is our dungeon down here. If you ever get trapped in
Trap.
it, and this is how you get out.
Turn the
It's a really
candelabra.
hard
Yeah.
NDA. You know, sign
Yeah,
an NDA
Don't
for
forget
That'd
that
be
candle
terrible.
code.
Either you gotta go down the sinkhole or turn this candelabra. One of the
Could
two
you
is gonna
imagine
get you out of
somebody
here.
was actually stuck in there, one of the goons, and they're sitting there like, left, right.
What did he say? Damn.
Remember,
Bruno!
Right,
Bruno,
left.
what's the damn candle code?
This was an orientation. I can't remember.
I miss it one more time. I'm locked down here forever.
Right. You got 3 attempts. All right, the Dove Award, best stunt. I vote Swamp Thing standing next to the boat in the swamps as they throw grenades.
yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
He just
Yeah,
stood
that was
there.
a good. He just
They
I
standing there.
vote,
Just hitting
They
with
can't hit
grenades.
him.
Barbeau's
I
brawl.
don't know if I look. I don't know what happened during the car scene when he stops the car, but that's got my vote.
Whatever that
I thought
clap
it
was.
hit them and it just.
No, when he body checks that John boat and sends
Yeah.
that sumbitch flying, that was great.
Is that when it explodes?
No, he uppercuts it and it like cartwheels and shit.
Ugh.
That's great.
Nice.
I vote that.
Dude, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah, all the stunts in that movie are just Swamp Thing grabs you and then you throw off to the side. That was the whole movie.
Yeah.
I feel like there
lot of
was-
falling down.
Hmm
I could be totally wrong
Ooh,
on
Falling Down, another movie I wanted to pick.
That's a good movie. That's a pretty
Great
good movie.
And I wanted to pick it, and actually it was top 5, but you know, best of the best beat it out in The Crow. And here we are.
I could be wrong on this, but I feel like Swamp Thing grabbed the dude and threw him, and he just kind of went up and away and never fell back down.
Never
Yeah,
fell
never-
back down. They didn't.
Never hit the
They
ground.
edited that out.
I think that might have happened. I
He
can't
he
think
threw one time, and he did that little what is it, that classic sound bite of the guy flying,
Yeah.
The Wilhelm
the
scream.
fall of 4 feathers or whatever, that old 1920s
Yep.
30s.
Yeah, it's called
Where they-
the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, he had the Wilhelm scream. Whoever,
give us your best
actor.
Wilhelm scream, Mark.
Oh!
That's pretty good.
That's actually pretty damn good.
That
Yeah.
was pretty close.
First one is better.
Yeah. Anyway, but it had that in the movie, and I was like, it's legit. This is a movie.
Paid 50
Anyway,
cents
sure.
to use that Wilhelm scream. Gonna use it.
We're gonna get
Is that how much?
sued.
Yeah. I think it's so old that
It's public
in,
domain now.
Public domain, like Mickey Mouse and yeah.
You watching a baseball game? What is that?
Yeah, what else?
I was
going
trying
on?
to find the Wilhelm scream.
Hang on, I'll hit you with it. It's from like the Battle of Trail of 4 Feathers.
All right, we'll just keep moving on, and when it shows up, you just surprise us with
There it was.
Yeah, there you go.
it. All right.
Not an owl. A real scream. Pain.
All right, the Fava Beans Award, the most weird or shocking moment.
Oh boy.
Where do we start?
Oh boy.
Adrian Barbeau's nipples.
When he's on fire, he's just
Yeah.
gotta get to the swamp.
Get to the swamp. I'm going really slow.
It's so hot.
Finally. Yeah, PJ's chiming in. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
for sure. Fire scene, because they would have had to take like that was 2 different scenes, so they had to set a guy on fire twice for this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was inside and then he ran outside. That's 2 scenes.
Oh my god.
Or the same guy multiple times.
I think one of the funnier moments when I was watching it that I didn't. I think Ferret yells out, "Tyrone, shoot him!"
I kept thinking Ferret was Sly's brother.
Frank Stallone.
Yeah, I kept thinking that was Frank Stallone until I got like an actual angle. I was like, that's not Frank Stallone.
R.I.P. Ferret with his bandana in the chair. No one sit there. Don't you sit there. That's Ferret's seat.
Part of Swamp.
All right, last award, JP Nose Job Award, Best Practical Effect or Costume.
Swamp's Thing.
Swamp's Thing.
It's gotta be the face off, right? The face off reveal.
Yeah.
With Arcane.
Thinking, man. Yeah. Oh God, it was a mask the whole time.
When they did that, I mean, this movie came out in 82?
82.
82.
Was that ever done
42
before?
years ago. Yes. I'm sure it had.
yeah.
Okay.
Who did the old swapperoo before this one?
I don't
I
know,
mean,
but
with
I'm
that-
sure
that-
it's been done before.
Yeah, but that level of good prosthetic
That's
fake
like
face.
Danger Diabolique and all that fucking
Mhm.
Yeah.
I Am Flint 60s spy
Mission
shit.
Impossible did it a lot, like the
Yeah,
TV
back
show
in the
Mission.
day.
Yeah.
So the TV
Yeah.
show probably was the first one. Huh?
No, yeah, the movie stole it from, well, didn't steal it from the TV show, but that's where it originated from in the 60s.
Happened to Scooby Doo all the time.
Oh,
true.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
touche.
All right. What do we got? We got to rate this bad boy.
No boy.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, Mark.
I don't
This,
care.
this is not personal, Mark.
I own no stock in Swamp Thing. Don't trust me.
You sold all your stock. You bought. You
He dumped it. It was a pump and dump scheme this whole time.
buy low, sell low.
It's like 1983 GameStop.
He sold us his bags.
Yeah, oh shit. I'm holding the bag.
He just
All
wanted
right.
to plug Plex in this
Yeah.
thing, man. I get
That's
it.
it.
I think,
I'm
yeah.
telling you.
Getting it.
The ads.
Hey.
There's less ads than IMDb or Freevee or
Yeah.
Tubi.
He's
Whatever.
sponsored
And
by
they-
Adrian
and
Barbeau's
show-
boobs.
They show the boobs.
Yeah, I'm sponsored by what is that boob company that Miles worked for when he was at the JC Penney bra fitter?
Personal fitter.
Yeah.
He was. He
I
got
think we
employee of the
had
month.
Adrian Barbeau in one of the magazines.
Nothing can hold those knockers up. Saying,
Warheads.
They make some stuff these days.
I'm not trying.
can we take a moment to recognize those things?
I had
know
to
you
look them up.
guys. You
think
did
I
not
don't
watch.
podcast, dude.
You watched the wrong.
I had to
you
look 'em
watched
up.
That's the wrong
Because
cut.
I had to see.
Yeah,
I had to see what the deal was.
Ted Turner edited those or censored them or something. But you need to watch, the real deal.
Watch
I
the
still,
party
I
scene.
still don't get how a PG movie got away with side boob.
That was pretty clear
Yeah.
side boob too. Like there was
Yeah, I'm sure she had fucking warheads on her.
Yeah.
2 feet below her chin.
Well, yeah, but every other step they were like 1 feet
In
below
the
her
Google
chin.
version that I watched, when they had that flower covered up, that flower was down there.
Oh yeah.
What's going on with their stomach?
I don't know, but I just know what I know.
All right, I'll kick it off. I'm not afraid. 1 out of 5.
Ooh.
That's fine.
Nice. All right. Coach, man, gotta put it on you. Give us.
What are we rating it like?
oh yeah, what
what's
are we
the-
even rating?
Pocket snakes. I thought we
Pocket
snakes? Yeah,
yeah,
pocket snakes.
Pocket snakes. 1 out of 5 pocket snakes.
1 out of 5 pocket snakes. I'm going 2 out of 5 pocket
Two.
snakes. 1 for each pocket.
All right, I'm gonna give it 2 as well.
Yeah, I'm sticking with a hard 2, man. I it's brutal to give a movie 1 unless it's just Swamp Thing bad. So I'm going 2.
You know, And the other thing was, what is it? Street Fighter: The Rise of Chun Li.
Oh, you should have picked that movie. That would have
been a good one.
You guys like? Okay, well, shit. I'll know that. Okay, I'm tailoring my whole.
We got a pretty warped opinion here.
Yeah. Shit, okay. I thought I. Okay.
No, I mean that's the good thing about the podcast. It was like
It can be any quality you want it to be. The quality
I
of
like-
movie can be whatever you want it.
That's a thing. Okay.
I liked it, but am I ever going to watch it again? Probably. I'm halfway through my life. Probably not.
I'm watching
Yeah.
the other version for sure.
What?
I'm gonna
the
I'm
real
gonna look
one.
up
It's
the
just
party
rife.
the party
I mean,
scene
it's
at
just-
least.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to see this party scene as well. Like just,
I gotta get
I'm
I gotta get
telling
some
you.
eyes on these warlocks y'all are talking about.
I hit puberty, man.
but also,
What's your rating?
It's a 2.
There you go. Having said all that,
Yeah.
I'll
We
tell you what, I
did.
had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun shitting on it. I think that's fun.
yeah.
So, PJ, what do you got, man? What are you putting us through?
Read that IMBD description.
I'm going to leave out some words because if I put a few of them in there, it's just going to give it away. So, Dan O'Grady steals 100 gold coins while on vacation in Ireland. The guy follows him home and Dan
Oh,
locks
no.
a murderous midget in a crate held there by a 4-leaf clover.
Wow.
10 years later, J.D. Redding and his daughter, Tori, rent
Can't
O'Grady's property for the summer
Can't wait.
when the new neighbor accidentally releases the murderous rampage to reclaim his gold.
I can't wait.
Really? Okay. Well, I don't have the worst movie now.
I don't even know what this movie is. What is
You don't
this
know what that
movie?
is? It's Jennifer Aniston's first movie. Does that help?
Oh, you son of a bitch. You, Leprechaun?
Leprechaun.
Hey!
Dude, the next episode is going to be the day after St. Patrick's Day.
Perfect.
I had to choose this one, man.
Good job.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Okay.
didn't have to, but
I had to. I had to.
I would have gone with Far and Away.
Oh, that's a good one. You should have picked that movie. Then.
Far and Away. Do you like my Shannon? Do you like
This
my?
was, this is definitely one of the first scary movies I ever watched growing up, so I'm actually kind of excited to watch it
Okay.
again.
Well,
Yeah, I haven't
yeah.
seen it in
Yeah.
probably 20 years.
I'm sure it's just as bad as we remember it.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Hayden Warwick Davis? That guy, the little
Yeah.
midget, the
Mhm.
Warwick Davis.
I'm the Leprechaun.
I'm the leprechaun. He's also in Ernest Scared Stupid.
It's true.
Is he the little like?
Isn't he Willow too?
It's Willow. Yes, I should have picked
hey.
Willow.
Leprechaun is available on it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
If anybody's got that. So, you know.
Ah, 1993.
Leprechaun.
Yes, sir.
ooh, busted into the 90s.
Tiki, you've never seen this one?
I don't think I have.
Oh, wow. You're going to love it.
Yeah, you're gonna like it.
All right, man. That's the show.
It's a good one.
Yep.
It's a good one for a bad
That was
movie.
actually fun.
A
It's
good bad
for
one.
a
Yeah.
movie. I love it.
Yeah.